Good afternoon. I'm Patrick Malater, founder of CPA Growth Partners and author of the new book, 50 Shades of Sales. Studying the Accounting Today Top 100 Firms' growth patterns for the past several years is telling. For 2011 through 2013, adjusting for major mergers such as the Clifton Larson Allen, Dixon Hughes Goodman, and Cohen Resnick fusions, top quartile growers expanded at an average rate of 14.3% for that 3-year span, whereas bottom quartile growth firms approximated 0.6% during such time frame. For 2014, when you factor out mergers like those involving Parente, Baird, and DeCosimo, and select others, top quartile firms grew at an average of 12.5%. In contrast, bottom quartile firms had average growth rates of 1%. Furthermore, you'll likely see the same patterns in any large group of firms, such as the accounting firms in Canada and the firms outside the top 100. Now, one great aspect of you being a CPA is that you understand financial principles like the Rule of 72 and how these bottom quartile firms are speeding down the highway of irrelevance during the next 5 years compared to their peers in the top quartile should those growth trends continue. Now, poor growth creates lots of other headaches besides just irrelevance, including an inability to add net new partners, the loss of high potential staff, net income per partner pressures, limits on the ability to invest in new services or in new markets, constraints on funding retirement-related payouts, and consequently roadblocks to remaining an independent firm. In fact, that last point, being able to remain independent, seems to have cropped up in the major 2014 deals. Specifically, the previously noted firms Parente, Baird, and DeCosimo both had net negative growth for the 3 years ending 2013. Another major firm with net negative growth during that 3-year period, UHY, sold off its Texas operations, which constituted somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 40% of its revenue based on my personal calculations. UHY's leadership said it wanted to lessen its exposure to the energy industry. I can't imagine any other CPA firm that I've been associated with or any other top 100 firm doing such a short-sighted move. Now, a couple observations about firms at opposing ends of the spectrum. A good deal of the CEOs at slow-growth firms are seemingly in denial about their problems. They think that it's under control. Several other CEOs act as if they're Pontius Pilate when it comes to growth. They are totally washing their hands of the process, offloading it to a marketing staff that has little authority. And the CEOs are somehow confused about their awful results. Many other CEOs just have no strategy whatsoever to produce growth. Now, let me add some editorial comments about firms with poor growth results. In the world, according to me, it's 100% the responsibility of the CEO and the firm's executive committee to rectify poor growth. They, and they alone, have the power to make changes in training, strategy, and accountability. Now, before the rest of you start beating up your CEO and board for your bad fortune, if you're an industry leader or a niche practice leader and your unit isn't growing, or if you're a partner at such a shop and you're struggling to grow your own book of business, likewise, it's 100% on you, no matter how incompetent your board or CEO is. A second observation that pops out is that many of the top growing firms seem to be innovating new practices, service lines, and the like. Now, of course, this can be a harder process, but it's doable with strategy and perseverance. A great example of a firm that has succeeded this way is Crowe or Crowe Horwath, which has clobbered a number of CPA firms in the nonprofit tax and in the healthcare arenas. In short, a firm's and each professional's choices and actions taken through time have a profound impact on where they ultimately end up. As the late author Jim Roden would say, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And failure is not some single cataclysmic event, just a few errors in judgment repeated every day. I love the CPA industry and its professionals, and I'm passionate about seeing you and your firm enjoy even more success in the future. So with that background on the CPA industry, join us next time where we'll be studying your mindset and the power of why. Until then, I'm Patrick Malater, founder of CPA Growth Partners and author of the new book, 50 Shades of Sales. Be well.